Hi and welcome to my video. This is a recipe for Sooji Omelets, and I don't know why I continue to call them omelets because they don't use any eggs, they use semolina. I invented this recipe for my husband who doesn't eat eggs, and if you have these ingredients at home then this makes a wonderful breakfast meal. You'll need 1 cup of Sooji or semolina, half a cup to 2/3 of a cup of plain yogurt, 1 medium tomato, 1 small onion, 2 green chili peppers or less if that's going to be too spicy for you, a handful of freshly chopped coriander, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of black mustard seeds, and of course salt according to your taste. You'll also need about a cup of water, but you may not use all of it. And lastly, some oil for brushing onto a nonstick pan. The first thing to do is prepare the batter. In a large bowl, combine the semolina and yogurt with a little bit of water. If you're vegan or lactose intolerant, then you can check out my recipe for moong dal ki chile, which are savory pancakes made from mung beans. Mix these ingredients together well until they form a thick batter. If it's too thin, then you can add a little bit more semolina. When the batter has come together, you can add the spices as well as some salt and mix these ingredients into the batter. Now put the batter aside so that the Sooji can absorb some moisture and use this time to chop up your veggies and fresh coriander. When you're done, add these to the batter and thoroughly combine all of the ingredients. The batter should be thick, not too watery, and you should see generous chunks of the tomatoes and onions. Now it's time to get started with the heat on medium. Brush a little oil onto the nonstick and with a ladle spoon some of the batter onto the middle of the pan. You can use the back of the ladle to shape the omelet, but if it isn't perfectly round, nobody's going to care about that. It all tastes the same at the end of the day. After it's been cooking for about a minute to a minute and a half, use a spatula to free the outer edges of the omelet. Then, when it starts to move freely, you can use the spatula to flip it over and allow it to cook on the other side. Continue flipping and cooking until it has achieved the texture that you like, and transfer it to a plate. So one more time, brush a little oil onto the nonstick pan and use a ladle to transfer some of the batter and shape it any which way that you like. When it's cooked for about a minute and a half, use a spatula to free the outer edges and flip the omelet over to the other side so that it can cook some more. When it's achieved the texture that you like, transfer it to a plate. These are really great with a little dhania chutney or ketchup on the side, and this recipe should make 6 Sooji omelets plus a little baby omelet if you have some batter left over like I did. And here are some variations. If you give this a try, then feel free to add more or less of the various spices according to your preference. If you have fresh curry patta, try tearing these up and adding them to the batter for some extra flavor. Now, I've never done it, but in theory, I do think that grated ginger would be a wonderful addition to this recipe. Please stay tuned to my channel by subscribing, and make your friends subscribe and make your mom subscribe. And please check out my blog at www.anilamaharaj.com for more vegetarian and vegan recipes. Bye!